Okay, everyone, welcome to our Little Professionals panel. We're very excited. My name is Courtney Sykes from Southeastern Aesthetics Institute, and welcome to the Beauty Boss stage. You know, we have a lot of fun up here, but I have very kind, amazing professionals here that are going to be introducing themselves to you. So, of course, we'll start one by one, and I'm going to pass the mic down for them to do so. So y'all will get to have the mic in just a moment. But I've got some student questions today, specific to employment opportunities. And so sometimes we'll do Skin Boss panels and Beauty Boss panels, but this is a professionals panel that has to do with placing our students in jobs and making sure that they get their questions answered, because sometimes this is their first time working in the beauty industry and maybe they just don't know what to expect. And sometimes we can answer those questions. So we're going to start off with that. I'm going to pass the microphone all the way down, and you're going to introduce yourselves and then pass it on down this way.
Hello, everyone. My name is Cherise. I am representing Massage Envy Lexington. I am the business manager at that location, and I'm happy to be here.
Wonderful.
Hi, I'm Deidre Harvin. I'm a solo esthetician. I have a facial spa in Elgin, South Carolina.
Fantastic.
Hi, my name's Donetta LeMasters, and for 30 years I was the administrator of a dermatology clinic in Wheeling, West Virginia. Now sort of retired and hanging out in South Carolina.
But she always comes to answer some human resources-based questions, which is fantastic for our students, and we appreciate that.
Hello, I am Latisa Goodwin. I am an employee at SEEI. I am a cosmetology instructor. I have been in the business for over 20 years, and I also manage a salon.
Yes, she does.
Hi, I'm Mia Bingenheimer. I am the owner of Blue Lavender Spa and Medical Aesthetics in Chapin, South Carolina. I've been an esthetician and, since 2003, and also a licensed instructor.
Hello, my name is Samaria, and I'm representing Massage Envy Lexington, Augusta, and Sand Hill, where I currently work as a retention manager.
Okay, retention manager, that's exciting. I'm going to keep the mic on you if that's okay, since you have it. Here we go. Okay, so some of these questions, I've not even read them. I think this is exciting. Some of our students in the classroom today, had some of these questions they brought to the table. So, here's the thing. When starting an aesthetics job or a massage therapy job with Massage Envy, what do you look at in terms of resumes? This question is, how long do you recommend staying to ensure you don't look like a job hopper? I think what they're trying to say is, do you look at resumes and do you look at their tenure? I look at stuff like that. I think that's important when you're looking at resumes and kind of deciding whether you want to hire someone based on how long they've been with a company. How would you answer that question?
So I definitely look at tenure as far as like how long they've held a certain position. I know me, I'm a stickler for the job descriptions. Yes. So depending on what you list as your descriptions, you have to be in that position a certain amount of times to effectively perform those tasks. Oh. So, you may put it down on your resume, but if you've only been there for 3 months, were you really able to perfect that craft, or were you able to really get into doing that task, as opposed to if you stayed there for a year? So I do look at the task compared to the tenure, just to figure out how much time you gave yourself to actually figure it out.
Okay, so you hear that, my babies in the audience? Yes, you do. So tasks versus tenure, I think that's very, very important, very smart, very good, very good. Thank you. All right, I'm gonna let Mia answer that question too, and then we'll kind of change up some questions. Yeah.
So I would agree that having too short of a time period on your resume could make you look like a job hopper. So unless you've had some really, really good reason to leave, personal emergency or, something unforeseen, I think that you need to give yourself the time to truly become part of the team that you're with, to learn everything that you can learn, and just expand your skills and your knowledge.
I agree. I think that's great. Fantastic. All right, Leticia, you're the next one. Let's see. Do you think it's a good idea for people to work in reception positions in the beauty industry and then kind of move into their role as an esthetician or cosmetologist or massage therapist? What do you think about that? There are students, and these are student-led questions. What do you think about that?
I think that is an awesome idea because you get to go in the company before you're even starting to work in your actual profession, and you get to know how the clients are. You get to feel the atmosphere. You get to know the inner workings before you actually get to go to the back to actually work on a client. So if you have the opportunity to be a receptionist at any one of these businesses or an assistant of some type, I would highly recommend you to do so.
I like that. I like that. And I would also like to add, as a personal suggestion on that one, I would stick it out for a while and not think to get into a receptionist position or customer care position and then feel like they have to move you immediately.
Right.
I think there's an expectation there. So I think that's kind of where that question might be coming from too, is pairing with what they said.
Yes.
You know, make sure you decide to stay there for at least a year before maybe moving into another position.
Correct.
So think it through. Yeah,
Yes.
I agree. I like that. I might stay on you for just a minute. Let's see. And I might go back to y'all and then come back to y'all because this is actually a good one. Name a behavior you find attractive and oppositely off-putting in potential employees.
Being too mouthy. It works because we're in a customer service position. So you want to talk to your clients. You want to get to know certain aspects of their life because that tells you what you need to detail their services to. But it could harm you because if you can't multitask, you're going to run over or you might divulge too much information. So being too mouthy is a good thing and a bad thing. We have to know when to turn it on and turn it off.
Absolutely. And Mia, do you mind answering that question as well?
Not at all. So the things that I absolutely love, and I think just help everyone, is when I see team spirit, when I see an esthetician or a massage therapist or a front desk staff stepping up and helping somebody. You know when your coworker is crunched for time, you can see them struggling. Go help them flip the room. Pitch in and do some laundry if the front desk is responsible for that. Just that teamwork, helping each other is a huge benefit, and that's something that I really admire. I also look for continual learning. So when I have an employee that is really eager to learn, not just from me and not just in the treatment room and things in my spa, I'm really impressed when they show that they have subscribed to magazines and the trade that we're in. If they are looking for continuing education opportunities, that is huge because that is how you're going to succeed in this business. And then I guess the things that I do not like would be really just kind of the opposite. being sort of lazy with yourself, not investing in yourself as far as furthering your skills and your knowledge. Just if somebody's not being a helper, if they're not being part of the team, it's not a good way to endear yourself to your coworkers. And honestly, I think that your clients can feel that as well. If you're not really passionate and really in it, then everybody knows.
That's true. I agree. And we're going to have you answer that question too, and then we'll pass it on down. So y'all just get ready. Y'all get ready.
So I know for me, I'm a very task-driven kind of person, so I do look for that in the employees that we're at least looking to hire or have brought on. Piggybacking off something you said about, having that drive to want to learn new things. If I notice that you've already picked up on some things that we've done in like initial training, what else do you want to learn? Like, what else is it that you're interested in learning about, picking up, and let's see what we can do to get you to that point. So I like a good checklist, like a good to-do list. Like, I'd make those in the clinic for like all of our front desks. I make a to-do list every single week for them. And I will put challenges on there. So if you did something one week, maybe the next week I'll give you something different if I feel like you've mastered the one I've been giving you previously, just to kind of keep people on their toes. So I like to look and see how people are at learning new things and accepting challenges.
Okay, you're amazing. Can I hire you here? Just kidding. I guess you need to stay where you are. That's amazing. Those are great answers. I'll come back to y'all, so don't go anywhere. Okay, I like that question a lot because, Donetta, you're in HR and you have dermatology background for those of y'all that just sat down.
Yeah.
So what are some things you look for, find attractive or off-putting in a potential employee?
So I think for me, when I look at an employee, because we are more a medical side of things and had a medical spa, I look mainly at professionalism. I want you to come in, I want you to look professional, I want you to represent our office the way we're going to treat our patients. If you come in looking a hot mess, then they're not going to trust you to provide them with a good service. So that's the big thing that I would say I look for in an employee. The thing that I would be pretty much the opposite of that. If you come in chomping on your gum and not looking like you're going to represent yourself well to our patients or clients in your case, I'm not going to give your resume a second look.
I like that. Deidre? I'm
Hey.
so glad you're here. Hey, what do you think?
So for me, working in a booth rental and room rental situation in a spa before, with that, teamwork is so important. And if you're selfish and you feel like, oh, I only need to handle my thing and that's it, then that spills over into other areas. If you feel like you're just responsible for your space, then you'll leave the kitchen, the front area, you'll leave things just any kind of way and just walk out of the door. But a responsible person realizes that the whole team represents this whole facility. And when the facility is represented well, the spa or medical spa, whatever it is you're working in, when it's represented well, then everybody can make money.
That's true. That's true. You're not wrong.
So that means if the bathroom, maybe your client didn't mess up the bathroom, or maybe your client didn't leave paper at the front desk or whatever, you can still pitch in. It's not beneath anybody to pick up trash or clean the bathroom. It's all part of a team effort.
I love that. That's a very good point. Thank you so much, Deidre.
Well, I think all of these ladies up here kind of hit it on the head with everything, as far as what we look for when employing someone. But me personally, I look for myself. I want to see, my team develop as I develop. So I'm only as great as my team is great. Oh. So I want you coming in, with a bubbly attitude, ready to service a client. You're not going to have a great day every day, but we want to, leave those bad things at the door, be happy to work. And we're also sales driven. So I just feel like if you're not happy or ready to work, you cannot service a client. So that's my biggest thing. I try to map out my team as if it was me, because I'm not going to do anything or ask you to do anything that I wouldn't do.
That is a great take on being a leader, by the way. That's fantastic. And Mabel, if you'll tell everybody a little bit about who you are and what you do, you're amazing. And then you can, of course, I'll ask this question of you again if you need me
Okay,
to.
I'm sorry I was running behind.
No.
My name is Mabel Machabunga, and I know none of you are going to be able to say that, but you can go with Butler. That's my married name. I've been a licensed esthetician for 24 years now, and I started my career on cruise ships. I'm originally from Zimbabwe, which is from Southern Africa. I went to school in United Kingdom, and I worked on the cruise ship, and I worked in Austin, Texas, Raleigh, North Carolina, and I settled here in South Carolina. So I own a day spa in Colombia, and then a manufacturing sugaring company. So for those interested in sugaring, catch me before you leave today. You're always
Take one of her
marketing
classes.
wherever
She's
you are.
fabulous. Yes, we love Mabel.
So that's who I am. I'm a mom of two. I have a husband, been married for 21 years, and I am one of the luckiest people. I'm seeing a lot of young kids here, or young ladies, I should not say kids, young ladies that are looking like you went from high school and into aesthetics, and that's exactly what I did. So what a blessing to find your call from high school and start doing what you love to do. It's a great career that I love and I keep pouring. And also, I've never stopped learning, which is one thing that I wanted to talk about. When I'm looking for an employee, I'm looking for someone who's open to learning. Because when you come in and you're coming from school, let's say you don't know much, but when you're open to learning, you are going to go far. So you should never say, I've had enough, I know everything, because when you stop learning, you stop growing. So growth is into learning. Anything can be learned. I came in here learning the American ways, coming from Zimbabwe. And I now know, jokes that you guys can do in America, but I didn't grow up with it because it's all about learning. So when you're open to learning, the sky is the limit. And you're open to hear other people when they're teaching you. It can be your educator, it can be your co-workers, or anybody who's trying to better you. You're going to listen to them because you're open to it. So that's number one. And I think everything else, everybody has touched on it, and I'll add to that. But my biggest thing, I just want to see somebody. I'll let you speak. When I interview people, I don't speak much. I let you speak because I get so much from you talking about yourself. So when you're comfortable, you're listening, you're saying everything that you know about, something that you want to get to, and it helps me to find the right person. I think that's it.
Okay, I want to go work for Mabel now. That's it. No, that's a great answer. Hang on to that microphone. Let's see. This is a good question. These are all student-led questions today. What trending techniques are clients requesting at your spa?
I would say since we started doing dermaplaning and micro needling in the state of South Carolina, thanks to Courtney,
you're welcome.
I think clients, knowing that they can get this done, they are amazing treatments. So they are really looking into getting this done. And we've seen a lot of people asking and requesting that. A little bit of lashes in there, but I think lashes a lot of people are doing it. So I think clients get excited about something new, and the way we sell it is all about the skin. So that's one service, and unfortunately, I don't do that. Yeah. So we get asked and we refer, which is how you work with other people. So when we get people asking, they might be asking for microblading, I will say go to so-and-so. Because we're always a team. There's enough clients for everybody. So when they know sugaring, I've got clients recommended by Deirdre, employees recommended by Courtney. So together we're a team, and we can actually see this industry grow when we work together.
Oh, that's incredible. What a good answer. That's fantastic. Okay, you take the microphone. So with Massage Envy, what are your top services? What do you think people are loving these days? Kind of give us the inside
So
view.
advanced skincare treatments, advanced results-driven treatments. So we just started dermaplaning. So Massage Envy South Carolina is actually the beta testing for all Massage Envy. So I'm so excited. We're actually sending all of our estheticians from the South Carolina region through free training. So that's something that Massage Envy is providing. So we're currently doing that, which will hopefully have this up and running hopefully by September, because I think our first meeting is August 5th. So it's right around the corner. We've been doing videos. We just got our blades in last week. So I'm excited to offer that new service. But right now, my favorite treatment is the oxygenating treatment. It smells delicious. So if you are someone who loves scents, definitely come try that out. It is a trio, so it detoxifies, definitely just helps your skin continue to glow. So advanced skincare treatments is what I would have to say.
I like that. I agree with you. I like that. And of course, these students will already know how to do dermaplaning. So there you have it. There you have it. All right, Deidre, I'll have you answer that question as well, and then we'll change to another question. Go ahead.
For me, it's being able to move into, confidently move from nano needling and into micro needling, because I just went away from micro needling altogether since there was so much discrepancy about what we could do in a solopreneur space. So being able to do it even that small depth is still the difference for my clients. So who love being able to get peels and advanced treatments, of course, and just being able to add that back in. I'm really excited about that.
Good. Let me know if you need any protocol suggestions. There's so many fun ways to do it for sure. Thank you, Deidre. Okay, the next question. Let's see. Gosh, Donetta, you could answer this one. How do you manage professional boundaries with clients that, and you might be able to answer this question, that reach out during non-business hours? So professional boundaries. That's a good question.
That's also changed a lot, I think, because of social media and Facebook.
Yes.
We always suggest that our employees never converse with anyone over any type of social media, texting, or anything outside of working hours. There is, in our line, there's a liability with that should you make a suggestion. So it is best to keep everything in the office, documented and on paper. Never send anything outside of that realm of the work environment.
That's a very good question, especially in medical, and she's referring to HIPAA compliant, so I like that. And even receptionists have to be careful with how they answer questions, even if they run into somebody outside of, the office.
And you'll find, I think, that because you work in it,
Oh, here we go. Sorry.
you'll find that because you work in the field, your neighbors will be knocking on your door asking you questions. You just have to refrain. Tell them to make an appointment. I
Absolutely.
frequently got that.
So professional boundaries, we need to have them, that's for sure. All right, here we go. Let's see. Now, Letisa, as an employer, of course, because you manage a salon and you could hire people for sure, but we keep you very busy here. But do you look at potential employees' social media pages? This was a student question.
Yes, we do. At the salon, the Dread Factory on Broadway Road. At the salon, I do take part in hiring because the owner actually lives in Atlanta. So anybody new that comes to the salon, I do vet before they come. And looking at their social media is number one, mostly to see if you're advertising. We are not a corporated salon, so we mostly go off of whether you already have clientele in the walk-in basis. And because we're in a shopping center or where we're located, we get walk-ins, but not a lot. So my suggestion to you would be, are you marketing yourself? How are you marketing yourself? So before the last two ladies came in, I need to see your social media. I need to see your Facebook. I need to see your Instagram. I need to see your TikTok. And these ladies are doing that. They're marketing. One lady wasn't doing a lot, but we just appeased to her, talked to her and told her the importance of marketing and social media because that's how your name, that's how your face, that's how your work gets out there. So definitely social media, we do look at that. So unlock them pages.
Unlock your pages. That's it. I like that. And Mia, you hire estheticians, massage therapists. Of course, we have many different types of students here. We have nail technicians in the audience. Telling you should hire some of these. Anyway, so do you look at social media pages? Is that something that's important to you for marketing?
I cyber stalk everyone. Everyone. I go deep. So really what I'm looking for is, like Letisa said, I'm looking to see, is your passion there? Are you showing that passion to the world? Or are you just kind of, I don't really care. I'm just doing this for a job for right now. I think somebody who's really excited about their career path is going to shout it to the world. I know I did. So yeah, I look at everything not only for that passion, but also just to kind of get a feel for maybe your morals, maybe your character. Are you going to fit in well with the rest of my staff? Are you kind of a pot stirrer? Are you uplifting and encouraging on Facebook and Insta? Or are you kind of negative? So I can kind of gain insight, I think, too, into your personality a little bit just from what you post.
I like that. I agree. Very good. I might switch up the question a little bit. Oh, let's see. What, and this could be, of course, we could answer this in many different ways, but the question is, what is your employee training process? So for Massage Envy, that could be very, very specific and protocol-driven employee training process. If you could summarize it, excite us about it, tell us.
So I know for us with our training process, because we hire like front desk, management, estheticians, massage therapists, stretch providers, depending on how you come in, the training process tends to be different. So for service providers, when they come in, at each clinic we have like lead trainers or lead service providers that handle training when it comes to, improving technique and helping them figure out like the different add-ons or enhancements that we offer.
Sure.
For front desk, we typically do more of like a on-the-job kind of thing. They do get a period of time where, of course, we sit off to the side. We go over like sales associate information so that they get knowledge about the basic things that we do and offer, prices, all of that. But then they also get that hands-on upfront systems training, because with something like reception or customer service, you don't really get a hold of it until you're in it. You kind of have to be thrown to the wolves, as they like to say, in order to really figure it out. So depending on how you come in at Massage Envy kind of dictates the way that you're trained.
But I love that. I love that y'all have leads. I think that's fantastic, especially for new people, within the company. That's wonderful. And we'll pass this on down. Let's see. Mia, do you have, because you're more privately owned, do you have any training processes for your employees?
I do. I start every single employee, no matter what you do, at the front desk, because I feel like that is important for you to understand the flow and the processes and what that front desk person goes through day in and day out and what they do for you. I just think that's really good. And being a very small business, if some of us are out with the flu or something, sometimes we do have to pinch hit. An emergency could come up, and I want everyone cross-trained. So being open to just learning everything and how the spa works is very important to me. And then, of course, I do have kind of a lead massage therapist. She would help with massage. I tend to train more on the aesthetic side. And honestly, when you first start with me as an esthetician, I'm looking for somebody who's a self-starter. I am not going to handhold. I don't babysit. I expect you to come to me with questions. I want to know up front, like what are you totally uncomfortable with? And let's start there. Let's build up your skills and your confidence in whatever technique or procedure it is and go from there. But we do a lot of hands-on, back and forth, and just make sure that the way that person is doing a treatment is the Blue Lavender standard.
I love that. I love that y'all focus on education and training. I think that's key to longevity. So way to go. Okay, and I do have a question on here that would be perfect for you to answer, Letisa. Letisa is not only a licensed instructor, but a salon manager. So she does it all. So this student wanted to ask, what did she want to ask? If someone wants to be an instructor in the future, what are the steps to becoming one?
Oh, easy.
There you go. So for those of you that education's in your future, here we go.
There are a couple ways. You can, if you find an employer that offers a 750 program, which is 750 hours, and you're newly licensed, that will be one of the first steps you could do. Or after you're fully licensed, you could wait the 2 years, take your 45-hour methods of teaching course, and then take your state board course to become an instructor.
What inspired you to become an instructor?
Ever since I was in hair school, oh my God. I have always loved the education of cosmetology. You can ask me about anatomy, chemistry. You could ask me anything about hair. I'm so sorry.
Oh, you can't cry? I don't have tissues.
No, I wasn't gonna cry. I just get excited. Y'all should see me in the classroom. I be screaming. I just get excited when we start talking about hair. But, and the crazy part is one of my former students is on this stage. Life is so full circle.
Are you serious?
Sharice.
Sharice. We love her.
But I just want to talk about hair. I'm sorry. This is not. This is not where we're.
Oh, yeah. Well, what inspired you to be an instructor? Which you kind of answered. So
Yes,
That's good.
I everything about the education. We went through things. We all go through things as we're in life and going to school and work, whatever. And I always wanted to make it better for the next student because we went to a new school and stuff was I made it through though. But I've always wanted to make it better. I used to say to myself, how could I make it better for the next student? How could I make it better for the upcoming cosmetologists or estheticians or nail techs? Because I've taught all three. I'm a master stylist also, so I can teach you barbering too. Just how to make it better. Just how to make it better for the world. You're going out to service people. The first thing you're going to say is, where you went to school at? Southeastern Aesthetics. Well, who was your teacher? Miss T. And that's the first thing that they're going to say. So when you go out here in these streets and you say Miss T, you're going to be proud that you was in Miss T class.
I like that, and I agree. I agree. Very good. Thank you so much. Let's see, Donetti. Just a couple more questions. Y'all are doing great. All right, let's see. Let's see. So a lot of students coming straight out of school, they might have this question. Yeah. When or what would make students straight out of school stand out on their application? And that might be a hard one to just throw right at you, right out the gate.
It is. I think out of high school, I would look for dedication to things. Did you do any clubs? And in this case, I don't know if your high school was offered. Ours did back in West Virginia, but there were courses for hairstyling and even like nurse assistant. Did you do anything like that that may make you stand out, correct, over top of the next person that just came out of high school that did not? Boy, I think you guys out of high school, you could do a really good job here.
Yes.
And
they also, not to interrupt you, they have the opportunity here to be a part of an ambassadors group, which really sets them apart,
Right.
for sure. Yep.
And I think everyone that I have met here as far as students do stand out. And I think that's part of it too. But on a resume, I just want to see that you were dedicated to something and that you have completed it. At a young age, it's kind of hard to show that. But even if you played a sport, that's important. Dedication to whatever you're doing I would show that and represent it on your resume.
I like that. I like that. Okay, Deidre, let's see here. If you were to hire someone coming straight out of school, and aside from their resume, what are you looking for? What are you looking for if they're fresh in the industry?
Eager to learn, being very eager. Sometimes people can tend to think, well, I passed all of my classes with straight A's, so I know everything. Be eager to learn because there's always processes that, can help you be better or sometimes make it easier or whatever, or be better for the client that you're servicing. So eagerness.
I like that. I like that. Fantastic. Okay. And then let's see. This is a good question. I kind of know the answer. I'll let you answer this. Do franchise, and this is a student-led question, do franchise businesses typically have non-compete clauses?
Absolutely. Because, of course, we want you to work for Massage Envy because it's the best place. But we do encourage you guys to do things on your own. It just can't be where you are trying to take someone else's clients. I think that goes for anybody that's up here. You're not going to be able to come and work and think, okay, these are all of my clients. So we definitely have that. It is paperwork you have to sign, but for massage therapy, if you have like something where you're doing a studio and you're doing that, that's fine. Or if you are an esthetician and you are doing like lashes or a service that Massage Envy doesn't offer, then that is okay. We don't have a problem with that or any issues or concerns.
That's a great question, and I'll keep you with the mic, and then I want you to answer the same question. What does time management mean to you all? If someone's late for their interview or if someone's late to their job or whatever the case may be, what does time management mean to you? Ready, set, go.
Time management means everything. even if you are 1 minute late, it can really throw off everything. We do ask for our service providers to arrive 15 minutes prior. This is just for you to check your room, make sure you're not out of any products, look at your books, because we do pay additional compensation for certain things. So if you have an enhancement, you get additional compensation. If that client requested you want to get additional compensation for that. So we are wanting you to look at your books for that day ahead of time and for future. It could be something where you're out of lotion or cream and you need to grab that. You don't want to be doing that stuff where your client is already there, because most of the time your client has been waiting so long to service you. They're excited. They're going to be on time. So we want our employees to be on time as well. Even when you're coming to an interview, it's definitely important to be on time. I know when I was way back when going through the interview world, I would always get there early because I want to see what the environment is like. I want to see what they have going on. What is their reasoning for hiring? Because you want to make sure that aligns with your own values. So time management is definitely a huge thing for any job that you go through. You have to be on time, because if you're not on time yourself, that means you're not going to be on time for your clients.
Ooh, preach it. I like that. Very good. Mabel, tell us about time management as a business owner.
I pretty much think she explained everything. She went in and out about time management. Just like she said about your clients are there, waiting for you. They're excited. Some of them are nervous. They've never been to the spa. It's not only about excitement. This is their first time. They don't know what to expect. They don't even know how to lay on the table. I talk about when you get your clients into the room, how you say, I want you to lay face up. Take off your clothes from waist down or waist up and lay here, head over there, legs here. Like really like you're talking to a 2-year-old, because in their mind, as soon as they get into the treatment room, they feel like, am I doing the right thing? So you being on time, and they take that nice breath, like, okay, you're okay. I'm going to take care of you. Come this way. They already feel comfortable and safe in your hands. Because remember, you're seeing this person for the first time. They're seeing you for the first time. So time management makes you also, as an esthetician, when you're a new esthetician, new hairdresser, new nail technique, you're still trying to find your ways. Everybody has been there where you try to find how do I do my things. So this kind of gets you into the groove of, okay, I've got this client and the next client, and everything just flows so much better when you're on time.
You were not wrong. I like that. Okay. Oh, yeah, add to it. Go ahead.
Also with how you do the service, time management, because sometimes clients can be chatty and it may throw you off, or you may be doing something a little longer than what you normally would do, and you'd be like, oh my goodness, I'm supposed to massage their arms while their mask is on, and you feel like you don't have enough time because the next client is coming. Don't rush with the client. Just take your time. Even if you have 3 minutes left, take 15 seconds, gently massage the arms. You can do 10 strokes. Take 10 seconds, 10 strokes, then go to the other arm, 10 strokes. The client doesn't feel rushed. You're rushing. You know you only got 3 minutes, but you can take that 1 minute and stretch it, 10 gentle strokes on the arms, things like that, to kind of slowly finish the service, but you're crunched for time. But don't rush. Make sure you manage that time when you're doing the service well.
Yeah. Give the client what they deserve. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, and to wrap this up, I'm going to pass this back down to Mabel, because here's some closing statements from our amazing ladies on the panel, and then we're going to meet them at these tables over here. But Thomas is filming this for our YouTube channel, so y'all can rewatch these answers later. But Mabel, okay, you have an audience here. We have our YouTube audience. Words of advice for folks that don't want to go into business for themselves. We really focus in on that quite a bit here. But for people that want to work for someone else, what are your closing statements on advice? Mabel, advice. Go ahead.
I actually think working for someone else when you're starting is the best way to do, because you are going to get experience without paying for it. It's really free experience. Get the best spa. You're looking at some of the best ladies here. I was listening to the answers and I want to talk to some of them. So when you work for someone else, you're going to get that experience without using your money. It can be nice to open that spa and you've got a nice, beautiful chandelier hanging without clients. And that's not going to work. So Mabel's advice is work for someone else on somebody's dime. It can be a couple months, and then you move on. You learn how to deal with clients. All that information that you're hearing is going to be there for you 24/7. Can you believe that? So I say go for it. Find a place, but don't steal their clients when you leave.
Yes, that's good advice. Yes. Yeah, and keep those professional relationships.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think that's really key when you work for someone else. Keep those professional relationships.
Very, very important, because you don't know. I'll give you an example. Sorry to take long. When I moved to Raleigh, North Carolina was the very first state I moved to the U.S., and I worked at a spa, and then we moved to Austin, Texas. My husband was in college, was going to school. And when we moved back to Raleigh, North Carolina, it was just an email to the owner to say, I'm moving back. And she said, you always have a place. Up to now, I look at people that played a role into who I became, even if I've done more than they are, but they contributed to who I am today. So always keeping those relationships, that's really great. And always communicate with them. Like I said before, we are not in competition. We are here to work together. And you never know, you might need a job on one of these days, and you go knock on their doors again. Yeah.
That's amazing. Give her a round of applause on that one. That's good. All right. My gorgeous angel right here. Closing statements. What do you think? What are we going to inspire everybody to do?
I would say be you, but also work for someone else. So I'm also licensed. So of course my teacher is on stage as well, but working for someone else provides you free experience, but also safety. There are a lot of things that people think that it's okay to do. And sometimes working for yourself, you may encounter that a little bit more than working for an actual business. So I know for Massage Envy, we have alert devices in each of the treatment rooms. This is for the safety of the client and also the safety of the service provider. So if something were to ever happen or be uncomfortable, there's a device button that either the client or the service provider can push, and it will alert us at the front. We'll come in, we'll knock, and we'll just enter in. We'll announce ourselves, of course, but we don't have to wait for you to answer. So just kind of providing that security, I think, is always a great opportunity, because I've seen it both sides. It's not fun when you're having to try to figure out how you're going to pay your booth rent, or why are you looking at this beautiful chandelier and you don't have any clients coming in. Again, you don't have to stay with the company forever, but go in and get your experience, because yes, there is a lot out here that you can learn, that it doesn't matter. Courtney has this beautiful school. She just can't teach you everything. You do have to come out and get experience. So be you, but work for someone else.
I love that.
Yes.
Okay.
We love
Round
you.
of applause for that. I love that. That's a great answer. And what a great thing that Massage Envy provides, by the way. That is fantastic. I love that. Yes. All right. Deidre, what do you think?
So I agree with that. In the terms of how I did things, I did job shadowing first. So I shadowed in a medical spa first for a few months. And then I also went to work in what was a spa, but it was owned and by a chiropractor. So there was 2 chiropractors, massage therapists, hairstylist, nail technician, and 1 esthetician, which was me. And so being able to work in a space where I had a boss, even though I was still a separate entity, I still had a boss that had expectations for all of the staff. And so the owners, the 2 chiropractors, they had expectations. They did things that made sure there was a flow of clients coming through there, and it was up to me to market myself to those clients. And so that was a great way for me to be able to get my feet wet as a solopreneur within the space of having coworkers.
I love that. That's a really good point. Fantastic. Give Deidre a round of applause. Fantastic. All right, Donetti, dermatology, HR. What are some closing statements you have for these amazing future professionals?
Do you want me to also address what I think about them starting on their own versus working for someone? Is that?
You can.
Okay.
Yes.
So my suggestion would be starting on your own. There's so much overhead with any business you start, not just having four walls and a roof. There is so much more to it than that. So I agree with these ladies. You should work with someone else and learn all of those ropes and know what is going to go into that before you take that huge leap into it. The other suggestion I have for you all is that you need to make sure you're taking critiques and suggestions from people who give that to you as you're going through your process. I was told once by my husband that the largest room in the world is the room for improvement. So you can only improve by taking everything that everyone tells you, not as a criticism, not as a put down, but as an opportunity. So take those opportunities and run with them. And you guys can be absolutely anything you want to be and do anything you want to do. And I wish you all a lot of luck.
Okay, that's a great point. I like that. I like that. Don't be easily offended. Use it as a learning moment. I love that. Okay, Miss T. Words of advice for future professionals working, maybe for someone else.
My best advice for you will to always be lifelong learners. A lot of us on this stage, didn't we have somebody up here about 30 years? I promise you that she has continued to go to a class, read a book, research information, always be a lifelong learner. We learn what we learn in school, but I have not been able to be in this business for 20 years and not have taken another class or not have researched anything else. Even when I came to this job, I've still learned things. I learned how to do nails. I might come be a teacher one day, but if I had to step in, I got you. I learned more about aesthetics. Did you know I work for Massage Envy too? I did. I have had a lot of experience, and my experience was building up. So that makes me a better instructor for myself to be able to bring this information to you. I have owned 2 salons. I have managed several salons. I have been an employer. I have been an employee. I have booth rented. I have rented a suite. So I have a lot of information inside of me that I want to share with my students and with my peers and whoever else that wants to hear it. My biggest thing too, when I'm in the classroom, and I tell my students all the time that I was a student too, my biggest thing with me, with my clients is I pretend that it's me in a chair. I pretend that it's me laying on the table because how would I like to be treated? So that gives me the energy that I need to treat my clients right, to treat my students correctly, because I too once was that person. So that is my advice to you.
I like that. Round of applause. All right, Mia.
Oh,
give
where
some
to
advice
begin? You guys have
like
covered so much already. I definitely would agree that the best route for you post-graduation and getting licensed is to work for an employer. There seems to be kind of a TikTok trend of, spa owners, medical spa owners, massage studio owners are just greedy and just want to take the money. And you guys somebody mentioned overhead. There's so much to learn. If you are thinking about starting your own business, learn all that you can learn. Learn what you don't like. See what you do like. And understand that there's a whole lot more that goes on behind the scenes than you realize. Unemployment taxes, workers' comp, the insurance. Oh my gosh, the bills for the insurance of a med spa is enormous. So yeah, the products. I launched my own private label skincare, medical grade skincare about 3 years ago. And that's been great. But again, that, it's a huge investment. You better know what you're doing and what your profit margins are, what your financial forecasts are, how to manage employees. how to deal with clients from a customer service perspective and be very professional. And there's a ton that goes on behind the scenes that your employer is dealing with. Sometimes, I'm up till midnight just working on something, and that's not uncommon. So entrepreneurialism is not for everyone. It is not for the weak. So you really need to kind of experience what it is to really work in a group before you decide to start one of your own.
I love that advice. That's fantastic. Round of applause. Paula, we should have had you up here. You've owned a salon too. Yes, next one. Okay. All right. And final words as a hiring maven, tell us.
So I feel like for me, my biggest word of advice would be to always be open to learning new things. Fun fact about me, I'm a licensed braider
Nice.
and I do locks.
Oh,
My own. But I was never big on the business side of things. So coming into Massage Envy as a business support manager, I was able to kind of learn the business side of offering a service. So even if you come into like a franchise-owned situation, be open to learning about the business side. Even if it's something that you plan on, even if later on you plan on, taking it and starting your own business, at least you have a foundation to kind of start from and figure out, okay, well, these are things that I learned when I was working under somebody. So these are things I need to take with me. Working retention, I kind of get to see a lot. I get to work front desk. I get to do back of the house kind of supervising when it comes to service providers. And I get to see reports. I get to track trends, and I see a lot of the business side, like I said. So even if you're offering a service, you're a service provider, there's so much more to just offering that service that you have to be willing to learn to be successful.
you were not wrong. That's it. Round of applause for her. That is fantastic. So to wrap this up, I will say, we'll turn this up really quick. I think my takeaway listening to everybody for you all is to have mutual respect, right, for people that are business owners and learn from these amazing people, learn from other people that might be a potential employer for you. And that way you can be an amazing potential employer for someone else, right? Use these individuals to inspire you. And of course, they're using their lives, right, to inspire other people and uplift people with what they do every single day. Go and be a great employer one day for other people, for sure. But look to these amazing people as great mentors, and meet us at those tables in just a few minutes to ask some personal questions and connect with some amazing professionals here, gather some phone numbers, and I hope y'all learned something new. Was this fun? Okay, YouTubers, make sure y'all comment on this video, and we'll see you soon.